There we go. What is going on, guys? So I just want to talk to you very briefly. Can't talk today. Very briefly about two things. So you need to develop the ability and learn to say no more often. And this is more so probably directed towards people who feel like they need to say yes all the time. Like maybe you're a bit of a people pleaser or too nice, something like that. I've been there, right? And so it's something that I had to work through. And so there's two sides to this, right? Because there's certain times when you should say yes to more things to get out of your comfort zone and grow, right? So like say yes to that invite sometimes, if it seems like something that, is interesting to you, even if you feel like a little socially anxious, just get out of your comfort zone and give it a try. Just like maybe commit. That's the way to trick your brain, is commit to like 30 minutes and then you'll leave, or an hour tops and you'll leave. And sometimes you'll just want to stay and you'll be so glad that you went. Or sometimes you'll really wish that you went when you convinced yourself to stay home, right? So there's two sides of this, right? Like, I think keeping an eye out for when you're trying to trick yourself to be like more shy, introverted, and stay home. So maybe then you should be saying yes, but also learning to say no to the things that aren't for you, right? Like if a bunch of people ask you out to drink and you don't drink, well, you can go out with them. You could go out with them and not drink, right? Because you don't need to, and you don't drink. That could be a possibility, unless you think they're going to be really annoying about it, and like, oh, come on, bro, like, why aren't you drinking, blah, 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 and they try to like peer pressure you. And then that comes back to the people-pleasing thing. Like, if you're too nice or you cave to peer pressure, then you might listen to what they say. In that situation, well, one would be to develop the ability and the willpower to say no when you're out with them, right? And then the other one, could be just to avoid the situation altogether, right? Put yourself in the right crowds, right? So maybe saying no to certain things, right? So that's really the moral of this whole video. I think it's going to be super short, is just learning when to say no to people. Like sometimes like there's certain tasks for other people that you can't really take on. Like it's just going to put too much of a pressure on you. Like you've got enough going on in your own life that saying yes to something else might not make sense. Unless you can and you want to help, sure, that's fine. But just the point of this video is for you to become more conscious of what you're doing there, right? Like actually saying no at the right times and identifying those, right? And then identifying when it's an excuse and maybe you should say yes and go get out of your comfort zone, right? So there's a little bit of both here. And so I want you to be more self-aware of what's going on in these situations so you can have strong boundaries. That's probably the biggest part of all this, is boundaries around what you're willing to do, say yes to, get out of your comfort zone, grow, and boundaries around what you're willing to say no to. And I think that's a good place to end the video. You got this, bro.